Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Friday, September 3rd, and we have a new head of household. We have an evictee. We have struggling within the cookout, so pretty much the same as every week we've had. So Sarah Beth went out. Head of household competition was shown on the live feeds. It was shown. I mean, look, they got right to it. They let us see 99% of it. It was quick only because they knew that as soon as Alyssa dropped, which she dropped within the first, what was she out? She was out before the show ended as well, wasn't she? If she wasn't out before the show ended, she was out before. Right when they came back, but I think she was out before the show ended. She went down after the commercial. But anyways, whatever it was, it doesn't matter. Alyssa was out second. So she's a have-not in addition to being the next one to go out. It's not a lock. It is not a total lock. There is still an outside chance. Obviously, as I said, Tiffany won head of household. There's the drama surrounding Tiffany staying up. But look, Azah wasn't staying up. There was this whole talk this week about we should let Azah or Derek Frazier win. Well, Derek wasn't going to win this competition, which that's a whole other can of worms that Derek is all upset. I keep going down rabbit holes. I'm down to about my third rabbit hole in the same conversation. So let me back my way out of it. First of all, Derek is upset that he didn't win, that he didn't have this competition that wasn't for him. Not every competition can be for you. Derek is definitely in a unique position in that he is a very plus-size person, and plus-size people are not going to have a lot of competitions where they can actually compete very well in, other than mental ones that take endurance, people. We were having this discussion about a Big Brother Canada competition that involved basically leaning into a very heavy weight. I don't recall exactly who won that one, but it was not the biggest person, if my memory serves. It doesn't mean just because you're the biggest person, you're guaranteed to win even that kind of competition. And to me, weight is not the only thing. And as I tried, the argument I gave was that it's muscle mass. Your percentage of muscle to your body weight is more important than just your body weight, because a very light person has a very low body fat percentage, and so they have more muscle per body weight than a really heavy person who is carrying around a lot of extra non-muscle. And that non-muscle is just dead weight for those people. I mean, I got a lot of dead weight on me. I've lost a lot of dead weight recently, but I've still got some. And so anyways, all right, so Derek, sorry, you're never going to be happy. They can't cater Big Brother to someone of your build. You need to learn that you need to win the mental competitions. And remember, he was a recruit. He had no idea what was involved in Big Brother before he signed up for it. Really. I mean, he may have had hints, but he didn't really know Big Brother. All right. That takes care of Derek. We get to Azah not winning it, because guess what? Azah isn't a very strong competitor either, and she doesn't like spinning. And the spinning thing is a total crapshoot for players, and that's what killed Alyssa. People don't do well with spinning. I do great with spinning. I could sit on something like that for hours and hours. I wouldn't have a problem with it. Now, my strength might not hold out. I'm much bigger than some of the smaller players, but spinning wise, no problem at all. Spin me in circles for hours. I'm fine with it. I love the spinny rides, but I'm not playing Big Brother, so there you go. The whole thing centers around Kylan not dropping. As soon as Claire dropped, everybody was kind of like willing. Everybody except for Kylan, it seems, was willing to throw it to Azah, and Kylan wasn't dropping. And he claims that he would have dropped if he knew Azah wanted him to. But we know that the whole discussion going into this week's competition was Azah saying, I throw it to me, let me win one. Which I don't care for that. I think it's stupid. I don't think they should throw competitions to people, but this is a whole group that is trying to share the pain, share the wealth kind of a thing. But Kylan was definitely playing for himself, definitely not going to let anybody else win it if he could help it. Now, he did, in theory, throw it. It sounds like he says he threw it to Tiffany at the end, but Tiffany stayed in it because Kylan wasn't throwing. Now, Xavier's all mad at Tiffany for not throwing it because now Xavier and Alyssa are the ones that are going to be nominated. And Xavier's all mad at Tiffany for not throwing it, but Tiffany basically didn't throw it because Kylan wasn't throwing it. And, of course, Xavier would have been okay with Kylan winning it because Kylan wouldn't have put up Xavier and Alyssa probably. He probably would have put up Claire and Tiffany. So Xavier's mad, but Xavier made that decision, he says, to throw it. He said he chose to throw it, and he decided to throw it too soon. He should have waited until Kylan got down and let it come down between Tiffany and Azah and Xavier. Then Xavier could have a real bone to pick if Tiffany had stayed up longer than Xavier. If Tiffany and Xavier had gone off at the same time, then fine, let Azah choose who goes up. But I think Xavier kind of was worried that Azah would put up Alyssa and Xavier as well. So, yeah, there's a little bit of they'll get through it. They will get through it. Xavier seems to say he's been throwing all his competitions. Tiffany seems to think that Xavier isn't as strong as he claims to be. We really won't know until it's down to them. And it sounds like it now will be down to them, possibly, likely. If Alyssa goes this week, which again, she is very likely to go, Alyssa would have to win. We have to get the nominations to be Xavier and Alyssa, which looks like it's going to happen. Then Alyssa would have to win the power veto. And if she won it and saved herself, which she should, then Claire would go up in her place. Now, if she won it and put up and saved Xavier, I don't think Tiffany wouldn't put up Claire. So, yeah, that's not going to happen. So, the only way Alyssa stays is if she wins the power veto. All right? Now, the other thing is that Xavier is thinking of throwing the power veto to Alyssa if he has a chance. He said this, but who knows? That would cause all kinds of other strife to save Alyssa and then force Tiffany to put up Claire. That would, yeah. I don't see Xavier doing it. This isn't worth getting to the final. You know, in theory, your goal is the final 6, and 7 or 8 shouldn't make a difference, where people finish to the cookout. But it sounds like we're actually going to have an opportunity for a full week of the cookout because they did announce last night that there would be 2 double evictions. Now, I don't know if they originally planned a triple and then changed their mind and worked it out so they would have 2 doubles. But boy, it sure does seem like it to me. It was all written up like it's going to be a triple because this is how they did it before. And what else do you do with a 2-hour special except for a triple? Well, I guess we're going to find out now. I think what they're going to do, let's assume everything goes as planned as I know, production at this point wants the final 6 of the cookout because that is going to be it's going to be their story. That has to be the story of the season is the cookout making it. As much as some people are going to be upset and mad about it, there's going to be a large amount of people that are going to be happy about it, and it's going to be a story to tell for going forward. This will be a reality TV story. 10 years ago, 10 years from now, when you look back at reality TV, it'll be the season of Big Brother where the final 6 was all black contestants. That will be a story, a bookmark in history of reality TV, in my opinion. So they want this to happen. So let's assume at some point they decided we're going to do a double. We're going to do a double next week, and we're going to do a double the week after. So the double next week will get rid of Alyssa and then Claire. That's how it should play out. Or Claire and then Alyssa is how it should play out, assuming that neither of Claire or Alyssa win the second head of household on next Thursday. And then we will have an entire week of the cookout. And my guess is that what they will do, that 2-hour show that's only going to have a double eviction the following week, they will stretch it out with a retrospective on the Cookout Alliance and how great it is and how amazing it is. And, just all of that, relish it. And so they won't get really to the actual true double eviction until somewhere into the first hour of the show. That's my guess is what's going to happen. I could be completely wrong, but then again, I'm still shocked. I know that I am not responsible for the 2 double evictions, but I really think they initially planned to have a single next week and a triple the week after. I really think that was their plan, and I think they came to the decision that we have to do it this way, and we have to make it work. And some of us have said, oh no, they have all their competitions planned out and everything. Well, I think this called for all hands on deck. We're going to figure this out and make it work so that we can get this kind of a finish. I just really think this is a moment that is going to be remembered in reality TV history. And so, why? Okay. This lady's waving. Sorry, we're driving. This guy was like he was going to turn in front of me. It's like, dude, you need to not do that. I have the right of way. All right, back to Big Brother. So, I've kind of been all over the place. We're going to have Zingbot on Saturday, which means he'll be shown on Wednesday's show. Any other thoughts at the moment? Have-nots. How stupid is it to still have have-nots? And now Alyssa is a have-not. Alyssa is crying. I initially made a mistake and said that Claire was a have-not, but that Claire wasn't a have-not, but Claire is a have-not. I thought Xavier was a have-not along with Alyssa, but it's Derek, Alyssa, and Claire. Alyssa's very upset. She was like stuffing her face after the competition because she knew she was going to be a have-not, and then I guess she got sick and kind of threw up. And she said, they didn't show this, but she said, great, I just puked up everything I ate, and now I'm going to be a have-not. And at some point they were told, earlier than she expected, you can't eat anymore. They were putting pizzas in the oven, and they were told they couldn't have those. So Alyssa is very upset. She said she loses weight when she's on slop. And so last night was a little bit of I'm crying about that I'm going to lose weight on slop. Derek's complaining about not winning competitions. And there's a part of me that's like, hey, hey, you guys, you're playing Big Brother. I feel sympathetic for Alyssa, but this is what you're here for, and you've got to make it work. And at the same time, it's like, okay, the cameras are on 24/7. There are some points where you got to you can feel sorry for yourself. I don't look at Alyssa as a big complainer. She's not saying people should let me win, although she kind of did a couple of times. But, I really did like Alyssa at the start of the season because I thought she had a good head on her shoulders, but I think she's just broken. And in some ways, I mean, look, she's been playing against the stacked deck the entire season. She just didn't even know it. And so I do have sympathy for her. I'm not a big Alyssa fan, but at the same time, I'm not an Alyssa hater. But I do feel sorry for her, but I also don't want to hear her complain about it. Sorry. That's bad of me. I don't know. I just want to get rid of have-nots. I just think it's stupid. I don't see the reason for it. They never talk about it. They never do anything with it anymore. Allison Grodner is always like, it creates additional stress in the house. Oh, find other ways to make stress. Find other ways and reasons to make stress. Stop it with the have-nots. Just stop the damn have-nots. No, somebody's driving the wrong way in the parking garage. Yep, it's an interesting day in the neighborhood. You're going the wrong way. All right, that's it. I'm obviously at work. I'm pulling into my parking garage, and I'm going to sign off. Everybody have a good rest of your day. There is no high roller competition anymore, so we don't have that to worry about. But at this point, we already know who's going. We knew who was going before the show ended. We knew Alyssa is being evicted. And so that's what we're going to get to. There's going to be a lot of infighting among the Cookout. That's really what we have a lot going on now, is it's going to be a lot of infighting among the Cookout and maneuvering and playing and one-upping and trying to get the advantages as far as jury votes and just all that kind of stuff's going to be going on. There's going to be a lot of circular conversations, a lot of people saying one thing to one person and another thing to another person, and you just can't hang on what they're saying as their truth. You have to take a step back from them and realize they're just saying that because of who they're talking to. They don't really mean it. And there will be more and more of that this week. So don't hang on every tweet you see from accounts that are saying, oh my God, this is happening. No, it doesn't mean whatever they're talking about is happening. It just means that person is saying it because the person they're talking to expects to hear it. When you hear that Xavier may save Alyssa, no, he's not going to do that. He's PO'd, he's talking about it. He's not really going to do it. The Cookout is loyal to the end. They will do everything in their power to get to the end because, as I said, this is going to be a historical moment in reality TV, and they know it, and they are no way they are going to be the one responsible for messing that up. There's just no way it's going to happen. The only way this happens is if Claire or Alyssa manages to make it to the final 6 on their own. They are not going to be carried there. There's not going to be any bitter person getting rid of another fellow Cookout member. It's just not going to happen. So, all right. With that, I'm going to go. Thank you to everyone for listening. Sorry I've been kind of out of it halfway this week. And thank you to my patrons. Appreciate it. Those of you that are, I don't know, my numbers changed, so it dropped to 27 when I looked last night, but I can't figure out for the life of me who dropped, and so that's fine. I'm not mad at anybody for dropping. I know at least one person that dropped, and it's all good. If you want to be a patron, you can. You go to patreon.com/BBGOSSIP, and I will give my current set of patrons a shout out probably next week. As a thank you, and I am probably going to record a non-Big Brother CarCast sometime in the next week, maybe. I think. Just talking about what else has been going on in my life that's not Big Brother related. So keep your eyes open for that. I don't know if I'll do something in my patron site too. Maybe I'll post something. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. That's it, guys. I'm out of here. Take care. Be well. And again, thank you all for being supporters of this CarCast by listening to it. It's appreciated. Have a good weekend if you don't hear from me. You'll hear from me, but have a good weekend if you don't listen to me. Either way, have a good weekend. Goodbye.